Symmetrical fault calculation of unit 1 of switchgear and protection. So the unit 1 which deals with fundamentals of protection. So the course outcome of unit 1, it acquires knowledge in the field of sources and the effect of short circuit, knowledge on different faults in power system, able to calculate symmetrical fault calculations. So the main objectives of today's session: one, to know the importance of short circuit calculations. Second, how to calculate the short circuit current and short circuit KVA. And third, we will take some sample problems of power system to calculate short circuit calculations. So first we will see what are the limitations for short circuit current. So as you know that the power system will be always operating in two modes of operation. One, it is said to be normal mode of operation, and the second is the abnormal mode of operation. So the normal mode of operation, all the components are working satisfactorily. Hence, always there will be a power flow from the generation end to the utilizers. So the abnormal mode of operation, it is also known as the fault mode. So in this mode, faults are the major criteria where we won't get any power supply to the utilizers. For example, if you take a simple power system. So again, the power system, it comprises of four different areas, that including the generation, then transmission, distribution and utilization. So this is the simple power system where we have a generator. The generator end will be connected to the transformer. The transformer secondary side will be connected to the transmission line. When the system, it is said to be under normal mode of operation, the amount of current I, it can be given as V by Z total, where Z total, it will be the impedance of all the parameters of the power system, that including the generator, transformer and transmission line. When you have got a fault, now the denominator Z total will never come into the picture. So therefore, up to the fault point F, whatever the impedance, it will control the amount of fault current. Therefore, the fault current ISC or the short circuit current ISC, now it can be given as V by Z up to the fault point F. Since the denominator parameter is less, so you can expect a very high current that can be flow in the transmission line or at the fault point. Next, what are the importance to go for short circuit calculation? The short circuit calculations are very important. One, to know the switchgear which are suitable ratings may be installed for interruption or for power system protection. Second, the short circuit calculations are important in order to check what will be the magnitude of short circuit current. Third, again, the short circuit calculations, it will decide the size of reactors to be used in the power system. And fourth, the short circuit calculations are essential to go for proper selection of associated operators for power system protection. So these are all the main parameters or the importance for going for the short circuit calculations. So when it is come to the symmetrical faults, so before symmetrical faults, the faults can be classified into two. One is symmetrical faults and unsymmetrical faults. So the symmetrical faults are one, whatever the faults that gives rise to 120 degree phase angle displacements, so that can be classified it as a symmetrical faults. So in order to go for the symmetrical fault calculations, we are having a set of procedure. The first point is we have to draw the single line diagram for the given power system or for given problem. Second, then we have to indicate all the ratings pertaining to the power system, that is including the kVA rating, voltage rating and the rated percentage reactance of each component or element. Third, we have to choose or we have to select a convenient value as base kVA. So in order to go for a base kVA, we have got three different issues. One, we can take the highest kVA rating of the power system as the base kVA. Second, the total or sum of kVA ratings of the power system, that can be taken as the base kVA. And third, you can take any empirical value or any arbitrary value for a selection of base kVA. And fourth point is, once you select the base kVA, we have to convert all the rated percentage reactances to the base kVA. Fifth point, so then we have to write the single line diagram. For that we call it as a reactance diagram. So this reactance diagram showing only one phase and neutral. Since it is a symmetrical fault, the same magnitude will flow through the other two lines or two phases. Next is, we have to indicate the percentage reactance of base kVA in the reactance diagram. 7th point, find the total percentage reactance. For this we call it as the resultant reactance up to the fault point. So this can be denoted as percentage XT or the percentage X total, or we can also call it as the percentage X resultant. Next point is, find the full load current corresponding to the selected base kVA and the normal system voltage at the fault point F. Therefore, the full load current I, it can be given as P by root 3 into V into cos phi, where V is the rated voltage, P it is the base kVA and the cos phi it is the power factor of the system. Generally we are taking this as an unity. So once you know the full load current, then we can go for the short circuit current, where the short circuit current ISC, it can be given as I, the full load current, multiplied by 100 divided by the total reactance or the percentage total reactance. Last point, I want to know what will be the short circuit kVA of the power system. The short circuit kVA of the power system, it is equal to the base kVA multiplied by 100 divided by percentage X total. So these are all the different steps from 1 to 10 in order to calculate the short circuit calculations, or for calculation of short circuit current and short circuit kVA. So now we can take one sample problem. The problem is like this. Consider a three-phase transmission line operating at 66 kilovolt and connected to 1000 kVA transformer with 5% reactance to a generating station bus bar. The generator is of 2500 kVA with 10% reactance. The single line diagram of the system is as shown in figure. Suppose a short circuit fault between the three phases occurs at high voltage terminals of the transformer. Find total percentage reactance. Second, short circuit kVA. Third, the short circuit current. And fourth, full load current. And this is a given problem. So you have got a generator and this is connected to the bus bar. From bus bar it is connected to the transformer, and the secondary side of the transformer is connected to the transmission line. According to the procedure, the step 1 is we have to draw the single line diagram. The single line diagram is already given, and the second is we have to transfer all the ratings on the single line diagram. So therefore, the generator which is having the ratings of 2500 kVA and the percentage reactance is 10%, and transformer which is having a kVA rating of 1000 kVA with the reactance of 5%, and transmission line voltage magnitude is 66 kilovolt. So in order to go for a solution for this problem, first we have to select any convenient kVA as the base kVA. So in order to go for base kVA, we have got three different issues. One, the highest rating of the system, we can take it as the base kVA, right? 2500 kVA and 1000 kVA are the two ratings. The highest kVA rating in this is 2500. So therefore we can select 2500 kVA as the base kVA. So once you select the base kVA, we have to convert all the percentage reactances of the rated value to the base kVA. Therefore, the percentage reactance of the alternator at base kVA. So for this we have got a formula where base kVA divided by the rated kVA multiplied by percentage X rated. So this is equal to 2500 by 2500 multiplied by 10, that gives to 10%. Now this 10%, this we call it as the percentage reactance of the alternator or the generator at new base kVA. Similarly, the percentage reactance of the transformer at base kVA, that is equal to base kVA divided by the rated kVA multiplied by percentage X rated. This is equal to 2500 base kVA, that divided by the kVA rating of the transformer is 1000 multiplied by the rated reactance of the transformer 5, and this gives rise to 12.5%. So then we have to write the reactance diagram. So since the power system, it consists of only generator and transformer, so we are writing a reactance for generator, and the value of the reactance is 10%, and the reactance of the transformer, so the value of reactance of the transformer is 12.5%. So now I want to check what will be the resultant reactance or the total reactance. So therefore, the total reactance of the power system, it is equal to the sum of the reactances of the generator and transformer. So this particular problem has got only two components. Therefore, the reactance of the generator and the reactance of the transformer will give the total reactance. Hence, the total reactance is equal to the percentage reactance of the generator plus the percentage reactance of the transformer. This is equal to 10 plus 12.5% of the transformer. This gives rise to 22.5%. So now this 22.5% we call it as the total reactance or the resultant reactance. So now I want to calculate what will be the full load current corresponding to the base kVA. Therefore, the full load current corresponding to the base kVA of 2500 kVA and the rated voltage of 66 kilovolt. So that we can be given as I is equal to P by root 3 into V into 1. That is equal to 2500 by root 3 into 66. So we will get the value as an 21.87. So hence this 21.87 amperes, this we call it as the full load current corresponding to the base kVA of 2500 kVA. Now I want to calculate what will be the short circuit current. Therefore, the short circuit current ISC, it can be given as the full load current multiplied by 100 divided by percentage X total, that is equal to 21.87 multiplied by 100 divided by total reactance of 22.5. So we can be calculated as a 97.27 amperes. Therefore, the 97.27 amperes will be the fault current or the short circuit current, and the 21.87, this we call it as the full load current. Now you can see the difference between the normal current and the fault current. Normal current is around 20 amperes and the fault current will be around 100 amperes. Now there is a drastic change in the current magnitude from the normal mode to the abnormal mode. Next I want to calculate what will be the short circuit kVA. The short circuit kVA, that is equal to the base kVA multiplied by 100 divided by percentage X resultant or the percentage X total, that is equal to 2500 into 100 divided by 22.5. So you will get it as an 11,111.1 kVA. Now this is called as the short circuit kVA. So we know what is the X total, we know the full load current, we know the short circuit current, and we know the short circuit kVA. So this is how we can solve the problem. So yeah, you can take another problem where it consists of two generators. The previous problem you are dealing with a single generator that is connected to the bus bar. From there we are going for transmission line. The problem is like this. Figure shows the single line diagram of a three-phase system. The percentage reactance of each alternator is based on its own capacity. Find the short circuit current that will flow into a complete three-phase short circuit at F. So this is the given problem, where here it has got two alternators. One is an alternator A and the alternator B. So these are all the respective ratings, and the bus bar voltage is 10 kilovolts, and on the transmission line F will be the fault. So even for this problem, so we have to select any convenient value as the base kVA. So therefore I selected the base kVA as the highest kVA rating. Again the highest kVA rating is 20,000 kVA. So therefore the 20,000 kVA we call it as the base kVA. So once you select the base kVA, so then we have to change, or we have to convert the rated percentage reactances to the base kVA. Therefore the percentage reactance of the alternator at the base kVA, it is equal to base kVA divided by the rated kVA multiplied by percentage X rated. This is equal to 20,000 by 10,000 into 30. So you will get it as a 60%. Now this 60%, this we can call it as the percentage reactance at new base kVA. Again, the percentage reactance of the alternator B at base kVA, that can be given as again the base kVA divided by the rated kVA multiplied by percentage X rated. This is equal to 20,000 by 20,000 into the 45. This is called as the rated reactance. So you will get it as a 45%. Now we have converted the reactances of alternator A and alternator B to the base kVA. Now we are writing a reactance diagram. So this reactance diagram, which consists of two generators, and these two generators are connected in parallel, and this is the reactance for alternator A, and this is the reactance for alternator B. So this is 60% and this is 45%. So now I want to check what will be the total reactance. So the total reactance up to the fault point F will be the parallel combination of alternator A and the alternator B. So you will get it as a 25.7%. Therefore, the full load current corresponding to the new base kVA, that is 20,000 kVA, and the rated voltage of 10 kilovolt. So again it can be given as I is equal to P by root 3 into V into cos phi. Again the cos phi, since it is a resistive load, cos phi is equal to 1. So you will get it as an 20,000 by root 3 into 10, that is 1154.7 amperes. Now this 1154.7 amperes, this we call it as the full load current corresponding to the base kVA. Again the short circuit current ISC, it can be given as I into 100 divided by percentage X total. So therefore the rated value as 1154.7 multiplied by 100 divided by the total reactance of 25.7. This is equal to 4492.9 amperes. So this 4492.9 amperes, this we call it as the short circuit current, or this we call it as the fault current, and the 1154, this we call it as the rated current or the full load current. So these are all the two problems we are going for the short circuit calculations. That clearly shows the fault current is always more than the full load current or the rated current. Now we can take some multiple choice questions in order to check the knowledge on symmetrical fault calculations. When short circuit occurs, dash current flows in the system. When the short circuit occurs, dash current flows in the system. 1 high, second low, third medium, and the fourth is both A and B. Whenever the short circuit occurs, that ISC it can be given as V by Z. When you got a fault or short circuit, the denominator parameter Z becomes low. Whenever it is said to be low, there will be a huge amount of current will flow through the system. So hence the solution for this is A. Hence when short circuit occurs, high current flows in the system. Second, short circuit kVA is obtained by multiplying base kVA by dash. So the options are 1 percentage X, B percentage XT, C 100 into percentage XT, D 100 divided by percentage XT. So you have got a formula for calculating kVA. The short circuit kVA it can be given as base kVA divided by the base kVA into 100 divided by percentage X total. So therefore the solution for this is D. So third question goes like this: 1000 kVA transformer with 5% reactance will have a reactance of dash at 2000 kVA. So the options are 10, A 10, B 10%, C 5%, and D 5. So as you know that the percentage reactances or the reactances will be always represented in terms of the percentage. So when you have got a 1000 kVA transformer of 5%, definitely the 2000 kVA will have 10%. So therefore the solution for this is B. So that is 10%. Fourth is the most common type of fault in overhead lines. So the most common type of fault in the overhead lines, as you know that we have different types of faults in the power system, and here the options are L, L, option B is L, 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 triple L, and C, L, L, L and G, that is triple LG, and option D is LG. So since the most common type of fault in the power system are on overhead lines, it is always line to ground fault. One line if it touches to the ground, that is called as a line to ground fault, and the solution is D. So again we got fill in the blanks question. So the short circuit current will be limited by dash. Always the short circuit current will be limited by the percentage reactance, because the short circuit current ISC is equal to I into 100 divided by percentage X total. The percentage X total will be in the denominator. When the percentage X reactance becomes high, automatically the short circuit current becomes less. So hence the short circuit current will be limited by the percentage reactance. Next question, the percentage reactance is represented by dash. So the percentage reactance will be represented with percentage symbol and the reactance. Before concluding, so the main objectives of this session, we should know what are the different types of faults in the system. We are able to know how to calculate the short circuit calculations, that including both short circuit current and short circuit kVA, and we know the importance of short circuit calculation. The short circuit calculation will be helpful in order to decide the different operators of switchgear components, that including the size of reactor. And practically we know the difference between the full load current and short circuit current in terms of magnitude. So that clearly shows in both the problems, that clearly shows the normal current and short circuit current. You have got a huge difference between normal current and short circuit current, roughly about 5 folds more than the full load current. And we have taken a few multiple choice questions, and this is our team headed by Srimati D. Aruna and Dr. K. Tippeswamy. Thank you.